You know, purchasing robotic automation is a lot more than just buying a robot and then buying an end effector and then hoping that you can find an integrator that can put it all together and make it work. I'm with Jürgen von Hollen, he's president of Universal Robots. Now Jürgen, it's a classic problem for manufacturers, of course, who want to upgrade or embrace modern automation at this point. I'd like a turnkey solution. I'd like to be able to just flip the switch and go. By the same token, on the other hand, I hear different sort of stories, different offerings from different integrators who are promising different things. It's a very confusing world. Now, I understand at Universal Robotics you have a solution to this problem.
Yeah, we basically believe that we offer a technology platform, which is the ARM. And the mission that we have at Universal Robots is really to take the complexity out of the application itself. And the way we do that is to use the platform, the technology we have, but invite an ecosystem of partners, developers, to leverage the platform to bring in basically a do-it-yourself attitude of end effectors, plug and play. That's how we go to market.
So potentially if I have a very specialist application, perhaps I have a delicate insert that needs to be inserted into a multi-cavity injection mold for insert molding as a random example at this point. I need an end effector that's very delicate. I said I need tremendous positioning accuracy, I need to keep costs down. I have a specific vendor in mind for the end effector. How can I make it work with my Universal Robot?
Well, that's the true beauty of what we have in our strategy, right? So what we look at and we believe is that we want to have the best of breed for every application. So you'll see that we never offer a complete solution. We believe that out there, the developers and the end effectors, as an example, the manufacturers of those, as you can see up front here, are just some of the developers that are out there working with us. Today we have about 34 different products on the platform. We also have about 100 developers active using the Universal Robots Plus. And the idea is that the API layer that we are creating is very open. So it's really developing that plug and play activity that from an application perspective is very specific. So we are trying to leverage that global innovation that's taking place, not just within Universal Robots, but leveraging the global innovation to make the best solution for the customer.
Now, do end users usually approach you and say, I need a robot for this application? Do they do it in the reverse order? Do they approach the end effector supplier first? Do they approach an integrator first? Or what's the entry point?
Well, I think it really depends on the customer size. So we find that the large customers will typically have a very strong automation know-how or understanding. So they'll come with an application very specific and they'll start talking to the different integrators out there already to see what's on the market. What we find with the smaller and medium-sized companies is that we are trying to educate them about the potential that the technology can bring to them, to their business.
And what is the best approach if you're a small or medium-sized enterprise? So what is their smartest way to approach the problem?
Well, that's the idea of the Universal Robots Plus platform, is that we are building a platform that shows and kind of gives the case examples of what the application can do out there. From that specific requirement that this small company has, it's first getting that understanding of it can actually do something, it can add value, and then either reaching out to us or our distribution channel that we have out there.
Now, for small and medium-sized enterprises, cost, of course, is always a major component to any kind of automation upgrade. By the same token, many have learned from bitter experience that saving too much money up front has tremendous cost at the back end of the process down there. Is there some rule of thumb would you recommend for small to medium-sized learners about how they should think about what they should spend?
Well, I think first of all, what you have to be careful of in the market is that you kind of get suckered into buying the first CapEx and then having to spend more and more to actually get the implementation done. So our belief is trying to reduce the complexity, i.e. also the integration work, but also any software releases in the future. So with Universal Robots, the idea really is you pay it once upfront and you have a product that works for its lifetime.
Now, I've seen examples, Jürgen, of firms that basically buy a larger, more capable robot than they need, leave not enough in the budget for the end effector because they're thinking of planning for future growth. In the end, what they end up with is an underperforming, very expensive machine in the here and now, which may come into its own later, but is a money pit as it stands right now. This integrated approach, does this address that issue of where to spend the money?
Well, I think the clarity you have to have is also about the sweet spot that each robot actually has. So if you have a high product mix, low volume, lots of flexibility requirements, not a very highly automated environment, then there's certain robots that fulfill that requirement very well, like ours. So that collaborative aspect is really important, understanding the sweet spot. That's part of our, let's say, the Universal Robots Plus, is trying to get that specific application that the customer requires. So not over extending the specification, but rather being very precise. And that we believe is in some of these end effectors. Each one has a strength and a weakness, and we believe giving the customer the choice via the integrator or the distributor, they get exactly what they need.
Universal Robots Plus, is it aimed at large firms, medium-sized firms, small firms?
All of them. So what we believe is that the biggest leverage point will be for the small and medium, but we see the large equally interested, and that makes the platform so dynamic right now. So what we see right now is that when we started the concept of Universal Robots Plus, it was very much a global platform. And what we've realized over the last 12 months is that it has to not only be global, but it has to be very local. So what we see is that the end users in China want an end effector made in China in Chinese. So we are really now seeing that we have to grow this platform not only globally, but very locally as well. So from our perspective, the ecosystem is going to be a key differentiator for us, and allowing also the ecosystem to leverage the technology, but our platform as well.
Universal Robots Plus offers a high level of customization with easy integration, says Jurgen van Hollen.